Do you ever think about the future? Emily asked, leaning against me on the park bench. All the time, I said. I picture us in a small house, maybe 2 bedrooms, a garden if I can afford it. She smiled faintly. You and your modest dreams? They're real, I replied. I don't need much. Just you, me, and maybe a dog. Emily's laugh was soft, but I felt the edge in it. Sometimes I wish you'd dream bigger. Don't you want more than scraping by paycheck? To paycheck? I squeezed her hand. Of course I want more. I just think we can build it together, step by step. Her eyes flickered away. I don't want to wait forever, you know. I swallowed, pretending her words didn't sting. I'm working overtime for a reason. I'll get there. She nodded, but I could tell she wasn't convinced. Later that night, Daniel called. So, the happy couple still breathing? He joked. Barely, I said. Emily's worried I'm not enough for her. Daniel snorted. Man, you're worth 10 of those office guys she stares at. Money isn't everything. Easy for you to say. You don't see the way Claire talks to her, always comparing me to her boyfriend with the fancy car? Claire's poison, Daniel muttered. Emily should know better. She loves me, I insisted, though I wasn't sure if I said it to him or to myself. The next day, Emily and I met Claire for lunch. So, Claire said, her nails tapping the table, when's the wedding? Or are we waiting until you finally get that promotion? I forced a smile. We're saving. It'll happen when it's supposed to. Claire smirked. Saving pennies, huh? Emily deserves better than waiting around forever. Emily shifted uncomfortably. Claire? No, it's fine, I cut in, though my chest burned. I may not be rich, but I'll take care of her. Claire leaned forward. Intentions don't pay bills. I clenched my fists under the table. Emily didn't defend me. She just looked down. That night, I confronted her. Why didn't you say anything back there? Because Claire isn't wrong, Emily whispered. Sometimes I wonder if I made the right choice. The words crushed me, but I forced a steady, do you love me? She hesitated. Yes, but love doesn't solve everything. I'll prove it does, I said. Just give me time. Her silence was louder than any argument. Days blurred into routine. I worked long hours, convincing myself I was building something. Every night I came home to Emily, telling her about my plans. One day we'll laugh about this, I told her. We'll sit in our own home and remember how hard it was. She gave me a thin smile. I hope so. One evening, Daniel dropped by. You look like hell, he said, plopping on my couch. I'm fine. No, you're killing yourself. For what? To prove you can keep a woman who doesn't even believe in you? Don't start, I warned. I'm your friend. I see the way she looks at you, like you're a project she's not sure is worth finishing. I glared. She's stressed, that's all. Daniel sighed. You deserve someone who actually sees you, man. Later, Emily returned home. Daniel was here? She asked. Yeah. He thinks you don't believe in me. She frowned. Why would he say that? Because you don't defend me. Because sometimes you look at me like I'm not enough. She softened her voice. I just want security. Is that so wrong? No, I admitted. But I thought I was your security. Her eyes shimmered with something I couldn't read. Maybe I'm scared that won't be enough forever. I pulled her close, desperate to believe. It will be. Trust me. As I lay awake that night, her breathing steady beside me, I repeated the same thought in my head. She loves me. She chose me. That has to mean something. But beneath that mantra, a quiet unease grew. One I refused to name. Emily. What's wrong? You've been quiet all night. She set her fork down and wouldn't meet my eyes. We need to talk. My stomach tightened. Talk about what? Our engagement. I froze. What about it? She finally looked up, her voice steady but cold. I can't do this anymore. The air drained out of me. Can't do what? Us. The wedding. The future we planned. I stared at her, waiting for a laugh, a smile, some cruel joke. "You're not serious." "I am," she said softly. "I've thought about this for weeks. I don't want to marry you." The words ripped through me. "Why? After everything. Why now?" She sighed, as if I were a child. "Because I can't live on promises. Love isn't enough when the bills keep piling up and your career is stuck." I shook my head. "I'm working harder than ever. You know, that. It's not just about hard work," she snapped. "It's about stability. Richard offers that." My blood turned to ice. "Richard? Your boss?" Her silence was the answer. I laughed bitterly. "So, that's it? You're trading me for a paycheck?" "He gives me security, a future. Things you can't." "Things I can't, yet." My voice cracked. "Do you even remember what we dreamed about? The house, the garden?" "Dreams don't pay rent," she cut me off. "I'm tired of waiting for you to become someone you're not." I staggered back from the table. "So all the late nights, all the hours I've killed myself at work, they meant nothing?" "They meant something to you. But I need more." "Then why accept my ring at all? Why let me believe because I hoped you'd change?" My chest felt like it was splitting. "You hoped I'd become Richard?" Her lips tightened. "He believes in me. He values me." "And I didn't?" I whispered. "I gave you everything I had." It wasn't enough. Those 3 words cut deeper than any knife. I paced the apartment, shoving her clothes into a suitcase. "Don't do this," she said quietly. "Don't do what? Pretend I'm okay while you run into his arms?" I slammed the case shut. "Take your things. Take your lies. Take your perfect new life." She flinched. "You're being dramatic." "Dramatic?" I barked. "I spent years loving you, defending you, building for you, and you sell me out for money. That's not dramatic, it's betrayal." Her eyes glistened, but she didn't deny it. "Get out," I said, my voice breaking. "Before I say something worse." She grabbed the suitcase and walked out without looking back. The door closed, and with it, every illusion I'd lived in. I sat on the floor, staring at the empty space where her shoes used to be. My chest wouldn't stop heaving. The phone rang. "Daniel." "Hey, man, what's up?" he said cheerfully. "She's gone," I whispered. "What? Who? Emily?" "She left me. For her boss." The line went silent. "You're joking." "I wish I was." That snake. I knew she was restless, but this, damn. What did she say? That I'm not enough. That he can give her things I can't. Daniel cursed under his breath. "She's out of her mind. You love her more than anyone else ever will." "Love wasn't enough," I said. "Not for her. She'll regret this. People like him chew women up and spit them out." "Maybe," I muttered. "But right now, all I see is her choosing him over me." Daniel's voice softened. "Come stay with me for a while. Don't sit there drowning in it." "No. I need to be here. I need to feel this. You don't deserve this pain. Doesn't matter what I deserve. It's mine now." Hours later, I opened the closet and pulled out her dress, the one she wore when we got engaged. I held it for a moment, then shoved it into a bag. One by one, I packed away everything. Her perfumes, her pictures, her jewelry box. Each item was a blade carving deeper into me. When I reached the ring box, I almost collapsed. I turned it in my hand, whispering to the empty room. I thought this meant forever. Silence answered me. Daniel showed up the next day, pushing through. The door with coffee. "You look like hell," he said. "Feels worse." He sat beside me on the couch. "Say it out loud. She betrayed you." I swallowed. "She betrayed me." "Good. Own it. Don't you dare blame yourself." But I wasn't enough. You were more than enough. She just wanted shortcuts. That's on her, not you. I clenched my fists. She looked me in the eye and said, "Love wasn't enough." Daniel's jaw tightened. Then let her choke on that mistake. I closed my eyes, whispering, "I loved her. And you'll survive." "Her," he said firmly. "One day she'll look back and realize what she threw away. But by then, you'll be too far ahead to care." I didn't believe him. Not yet. All I felt was the gaping hole where my future had been. That night, I sat in the dark, the echo of Emily's voice tormenting me. Love isn't enough. I repeated it until the words lost meaning, but no matter how many times I said it, the pain didn't fade. It was only the beginning. "Man, you can't keep doing this," Daniel said, watching me pour another cup of black coffee at midnight. "I have to," I muttered. "If I stop working, I'll start thinking." "You're already thinking. I can see it in your face." I rubbed my temples. "She's everywhere in my head. I hear her voice when I wake up, when I fall asleep. Love isn't enough." Daniel frowned. "Stop punishing yourself. She's the one who walked away." "But what if she was right? What if I really wasn't enough?" "Don't start with, 'That crap,'" he snapped. "You gave her loyalty. That's more than most men." I sighed, staring at the pile of paperwork. "Loyalty doesn't buy diamonds." Daniel leaned forward. "You think Richard's money makes him better than you? Trust me, it doesn't." The next morning, exhaustion dragged me under, but I still went to work. My boss glanced at me. "You've been killing yourself lately," he said. "I just need to stay busy," I replied. He studied me. "You can't bury pain with overtime. Eventually it claws out." I forced a weak smile. "Let me try anyway." Nights were worse. I'd sit in the dark, staring at the empty space where her clothes once hung. Memories stabbed me. Emily laughing as we painted the apartment. Emily whispering she couldn't wait to be my wife. Emily hugging me after my promotion. Now, every memory was ash. Daniel dragged me out one Friday. "Enough brooding. Let's get dinner." "I'm not hungry." "You're coming," he insisted, grabbing my jacket. We ended up at a new restaurant downtown. The air smelled of grilled steak and expensive wine. I felt out of place immediately. "Relax," Daniel said. "Food's food." But as we sat down, I heard her laugh. My head snapped toward the corner booth. Emily. Her hand rested on Richard's arm. He leaned close, whispering something that made her giggle. She was radiant, glowing with smug satisfaction. Daniel cursed under his breath. "Of all the places..." I froze as Emily's eyes locked with mine. "Well, this is awkward," she said, standing and walking over. "Emily," I said, my throat dry. Richard followed, his grin sharp. "Small world, huh?" Emily tilted her head. "I didn't expect to see you here. I guess you can afford this place after all." Daniel bristled. "Don't start." She ignored him, focusing on me. "How have you been?" "Working, I..." said flatly. Richard chuckled. "Still grinding at that little firm of yours?" I clenched my jaw. "It's honest work," Emily smirked. "Honest doesn't always mean rewarding." I met her gaze. "Depends on what you value." Her smile faltered for a second before she looked at Richard. "Come on, let's not waste time." Richard squeezed her waist. "Right. Some of us have real plans tonight." They walked back to their booth, laughing. Daniel slammed his hand on the table. "Unbelievable! She actually flaunted him in your face." I forced a breath. "She wanted me to see, to know she's doing better." "She's not doing better, she's pretending." "Doesn't matter," I said quietly. "She made her choice." Daniel leaned closer. "Then make yours. Stop letting her control your nights, your thoughts. She doesn't get that power anymore." I stared at my clenched fists. For the first time, Anger burned hotter than grief. When we left the restaurant, Daniel asked, "What's going through your head?" I looked at the city lights flickering above us. I spent weeks thinking I wasn't enough, but tonight I realized something. What? She didn't leave me because I was weak. She left because she was. Daniel smirked. Now you're talking. I exhaled slowly, feeling something shift inside me. I don't know what comes next, but I swear I won't let her define me anymore. Daniel clapped my shoulder. That's the spark I've been waiting for. I nodded, the bitterness in my chest hardening into resolve. For the first time since she left, the pain didn't crush me. It fueled me. That night, lying in bed, I whispered into the dark, "You'll regret this, Emily. Maybe. Not tonight. Maybe not tomorrow, but one day." The words steadied me. The ashes of love were still burning. "Why are we here again?" I muttered, tugging at my tie as we stepped into the ballroom. Daniel grinned. "Because you need fresh air, new faces, and real food that isn't instant noodles. It's a charity gala, not a funeral." "Feels the same," I said. "Stop sulking," he nudged me. "Just try. Maybe you'll meet someone interesting." I rolled my eyes, but then I saw her. She stood near the stage speaking with volunteers. Her dress was simple but elegant, nothing flashy. She laughed easily, not the forced kind I'd heard from Emily. Something about her presence pulled me in before I realized I was staring. Daniel followed my gaze. "Careful. That's Sophia Grant." "Who? Richard's boss's daughter?" I stiffened. "Great. The last person I want to meet." "Relax. She's not Richard. Trust me, different league." A little later, she approached our table. "You're Daniel, right? My father mentioned you helped with the logistics team." Daniel stood quickly. "Yes, ma'am. And this is my friend." Her eyes landed on me. "You must be..." She smiled. "I don't know your name yet." I cleared my throat. "James." "James," she repeated as if testing the sound. "It's nice to meet you." I nodded awkwardly. "Same here." She tilted her head. "You don't seem like the gala type." Daniel laughed. "He's not. I dragged him here." Sophia looked back at me. "Do you want to be here?" "Not really," I admitted. Her smile widened. "Honest. I like that." Later, she found me again near the refreshment table. "You look uncomfortable," she said. "Do I?" I asked. "You keep glancing at the door like you want to escape." I smirked faintly. "Caught me." Then, "Why stay?" "Because my best friend won't let me leave." She studied me for a moment. "You seem tired, not physically, just here." Her words cut too close. "It's been a rough few months." She didn't press. "Well, I hope tonight gives you a little break." Her kindness disarmed me. No judgment, no comparisons, just simple concern. Daniel cornered me later. "So? What do you think?" "She's different. Told you. No games, no ego. She's grounded." I frowned. "Why is she even talking to me?" "Maybe because she sees something Emily never did." I shot him a look. "Don't start." "I'm serious," Daniel said. "Sophia's not like the others. She doesn't care about titles, but watch yourself. Her world is messy, and Richard's part of it." I stiffened. "What do you mean?" "Richard's been climbing the ladder by stepping on people. He manipulates, cheats, does whatever it takes. If you get close to Sophia, you'll cross paths with him again." "Then I'll deal with it." Daniel smirked. "That's the spirit." As the night wound down, Sophia approached once more. "James," she said warmly, "I'm glad you came tonight." I hesitated. "Why?" "Because most people here talk to impress. You didn't, you just spoke." I met her gaze. "That's all I have. Words. Nothing impressive." She shook her head. Don't underestimate honesty. It's rare. For a moment, I forgot Emily's laugh, Richard's smirk, the weight of betrayal. For the first time in weeks, I felt lighter. On the ride home, Daniel nudged me. You're quiet. I'm thinking, I said. About Sophia? Maybe. And? She feels real, different from Emily, but I don't know what to do with that. Daniel leaned back. Just let it be. No rush. But remember what I said. Richard plays dirty. If you end up near Sophia, you'll end up near him. I clenched my jaw. Then maybe it's time I stop running from him. Daniel grinned. Now that's the James I know. I looked out the window at the city lights. For the first time. Since Emily left, I didn't feel completely broken. Sophia's presence had planted something inside me, a fragile seed of hope. James, do you have a moment? Sophia asked, stopping me in the hallway after a small charity follow-up meeting. Of course, I said, trying not to look surprised. I've been reviewing some of the reports Daniel mentioned you worked on. Your attention to detail is rare. I blinked. Thank you. I just try to be thorough, she smiled. It's more than that. My father's company needs people who actually care. Would you consider joining us? I hesitated. Your company? I'm not sure I fit in with that world. You fit better than you think, she said gently. Think about it. I'll arrange a meeting. When I told Daniel, he nearly dropped his drink. Sophia offered you a job? Man, that's huge. It feels unreal, I admitted. Why would she take a chance on me? Because she sees what Emily never did, he said bluntly. She sees potential, not just paychecks. I swallowed hard. Still, if I take this, I'll run into Richard, constantly. Daniel leaned closer. Then maybe it's time you stop hiding from him. Let him see you rise. My first day at Grant Enterprises was a blur. I met Sophia's father, Mr. Grant, a stern but fair man. So, James, he said, scanning my resume, you've worked hard in modest positions. Tell me, why should I trust? You? I met his gaze. Because I don't take shortcuts. I build piece by piece. It might take longer, but it lasts. For a moment, he studied me. Then he nodded. We'll see if your words hold weight. Weeks passed in a storm of long hours, meetings, and projects. I threw myself into the work, determined not to waste the chance Sophia had given me. Slowly, colleagues began respecting me. One afternoon, Sophia stopped by my desk. You've made quite an impression. Even my father noticed. That's good to hear, I said, though part of me wanted to ask if Emily knew. Sophia tilted her head. You're distracted. What's on your mind? I hesitated. Emily. She's always here, with him. Sophia's expression softened. Does it hurt? It burns, I admitted. Every time I see her at Richard's side, laughing like nothing happened, like I was just disposable. She doesn't deserve your thoughts, Sophia said quietly. Don't give her that power. I forced a smile. Easier said than done. At a company gala, it happened again. I was reviewing some notes when Emily appeared with Richard on her arm. Well, look at you, she said, her smile sharp. Moving up in the world, I see. I kept my tone even. Just doing my job. Richard laughed. I'll admit, I didn't expect to see you here. Must feel strange working under the same roof. Not really, I replied. We're in different worlds. Emily's eyes narrowed, but Richard smirked, whispering something in her ear before pulling her away. I clenched my fists, but Sophia's voice steadied me. Ignore them. You're not in their shadow anymore. I exhaled. Then why do I still feel like I am? Because part of you still wants revenge, she said. But revenge won't heal you. Purpose will. Daniel called me later that night. So I heard Richard tried to flex again. He did, I muttered. And Emily just stood there, mocking me with her smile. Let her. You're already winning by standing on your own 2 feet. Sometimes. I wonder if this is really about building a career or proving to them I'm not the failure they think I am. Daniel's voice was steady. Maybe it's both. But either way, don't lose yourself in their shadow. A few weeks later, I noticed Emily again in the lobby. This time, her smile looked strained. "James," she said, stepping closer. "Can we talk?" "There's nothing to talk about." Her voice trembled slightly. "You've changed." "I had to," I said. "Some of us don't get to buy new lives. We have to build them." Her jaw tightened, but she said nothing more. Richard appeared moments later, glaring at me before pulling her away. As I watched them go, I noticed it, the cracks. Emily's eyes weren't shining. Her laugh was hollow, and Richard's grip on her arm was tighter than it should have been. For the first time, I didn't just see betrayal. I saw weakness. Later, Sophia found me staring out the window. "You're quiet again," she said. I saw her. And him. Sophia stood beside me. "And?" I noticed something. "They're not as perfect as they pretend." She nodded. "Most illusions aren't." I exhaled. Part of me still wants them to suffer, to feel what I felt. Sophia's gaze was steady. "Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. But your life isn't about them anymore. It's about you." Her words lingered in me long after she left. That night, I whispered to myself, "I'll rise, higher than they ever imagined, not just for revenge, but for me." And for the first time, the fire in me felt like it belonged to something greater than pain. "James, are you ready?" Sophia asked before the quarterly meeting. "As ready as I'll ever be," I said, straightening my tie. "You'll do fine. My father already trusts you." I nodded, though my eyes drifted to the entrance. Richard walked in with Emily on his arm. His grin was sharp, but hers looked brittle, as if painted on. Daniel, seated behind me, muttered, "She doesn't look too happy, does she?" I whispered back. "Not my concern." During the meeting, Richard made a show of presenting numbers, but Mr. Grant cut him off. "These projections are inflated," Mr. Grant said coldly. "James, what do you see?" I glanced at the documents. "They don't align with market trends. Adjusted correctly, the profit margins drop significantly." A murmur swept the room. Richard stiffened. Emily shifted uncomfortably at his side, her smile faltering. Mr. Grant nodded. "Exactly. Richard, correct it by next week." Richard's jaw clenched, but he forced a nod. Afterward, I walked out into the hall. Emily followed. "James, wait," she said softly. I stopped but didn't turn. "What do you want?" "Just to talk. Please." I finally faced her. Her eyes were glassy, her voice shaky. "You've changed so much." "Life has a way of doing that," I said flatly. "I didn't expect you to rise this fast." I smirked bitterly. "Neither did you, right? You thought I'd stay beneath you." She flinched. "That's not fair." "It's fair." I cut her off. "You made your choice. Live with it." Her lips trembled, but before she could answer, Richard called her name sharply. She froze, then hurried back to him. I walked away without a second glance. Later, Daniel found me at the break room. "She tried to talk to you?" "Yeah. And?" I told her the truth, that she made her choice. Daniel chuckled. "Good. Don't give her a drop of sympathy. She's drowning in her own mistakes." I stared into my coffee. Funny thing is, I didn't even feel pain this time. Just cold. "That's called power, my friend," Daniel said. "You finally took it back." At the next company dinner, I saw the cracks widen. Sophia sat beside me, engaged in light conversation with the board members. Across the room, Emily kept glancing at us, her smile tight, her fingers gripping her wine glass. Sophia leaned close. "She keeps staring at you." "I noticed," I murmured. "Does it bother you?" "Not anymore." Sophia smiled gently. "Good. Then let her watch." Richard raised his glass during the toast. "To growth, to strength, and to those who know how to seize opportunity. His eyes flicked to me. I raised my glass calmly. To honesty, hard work, and results that last. Several people chuckled softly. Mr. Grant smirked. Richard's jaw tightened. Emily shifted again, her face pale, under the lights. After the dinner, Emily cornered me near the coat check. "Why are you doing this?" she demanded. "Doing what?" I asked. "Making me feel small." I laughed quietly. "I'm not doing anything. Maybe you just noticed the difference now." Her voice cracked. "I thought you'd always look at me the way you used to. With love." I met her eyes coldly. "That love is gone. You killed it." She blinked back tears. "I made a mistake." "Too late," I said, turning away. In the car ride home, Daniel said, "She's unraveling." "I know. And Richard's losing ground with your boss. That guy's arrogance is catching up with him." I nodded. "It's karma. I don't even have to lift a finger." Daniel smirked. "Feels good, doesn't it?" I leaned back in the seat. It does. For the first time, I feel like I'm standing above them, and I'm not even done climbing. At home that night, I looked at myself in the mirror. The man staring back wasn't broken anymore. Emily's golden cage was cracking, and for once I wasn't the one trapped inside. "James, have you seen the reports?" Daniel burst into my office, waving a newspaper. I frowned. "What reports?" He tossed it on my desk. "Richard's division. Fraud. Misreporting profits. It's everywhere." I scanned the headline. "Executive under fire for falsified numbers." My chest tightened, then slowly eased. "So it's true." Daniel grinned. "The mighty Richard finally tripped. Karma's faster than I thought." I leaned back, whispering, "And Emily's with him." At the emergency board meeting, Mr. Grant's voice cut like steel. "Richard, explain yourself." Richard adjusted his tie, sweating. "It's a misunderstanding. Numbers were exaggerated, not falsified." "They're lies," I said firmly, pointing to the corrected data I'd compiled weeks earlier. "And the trail leads back to him." Murmurs filled the room. Richard glared at me, venom in his eyes. Mr. Grant slammed the table. "Enough. Richard, you're suspended pending investigation. James, you'll oversee the accounts until further notice." My heart pounded, but I kept my face calm. "Understood." After the meeting, Sophia found me in the hallway. "You handled that with strength," she said. "I just showed the truth." "Not everyone has the courage to say it out loud," she replied. I met her gaze. "Thank you for believing in me." She smiled. "My father believes in you too. He's already talking about grooming you for bigger responsibilities." I exhaled, stunned. "Me? Why?" "Because you've earned it." That night, Daniel called again. "You realize what this means, right? You're not just surviving, you're climbing." "I didn't plan it like this," I said, "but it feels right." "Feels like justice," he corrected. "Richard's falling while you're rising. That's balance." I hesitated. "And Emily?" "Let her crumble with him," Daniel muttered. "She made her choice." A week later, I saw her. Emily waited. Outside my office, her makeup smudged, eyes swollen. "James, please, can we talk?" she begged. I stiffened. "Why are you here?" "Everything's falling apart," she whispered. "Richard's under investigation. We're losing everything. I don't know where else to go." I crossed my arms. "Go to him. He's the man you chose." Tears slid down her cheeks. I was wrong. I thought he'd give me the life I wanted, but it's collapsing. You were the one who truly cared for me. I see that now. I laughed bitterly. Now? When it's convenient? She reached for me. "I still love you." I stepped back. "No. You loved what I could become for you. And when I wasn't enough, you left." Her voice cracked. I made a mistake. You didn't make a mistake, I said coldly. You made a decision, and you never once looked back until it hurt you. She sobbed quietly. Can't we start over? I shook my head. I buried the man who loved you months ago. He's gone. And I don't want him back. Emily covered her mouth, trembling. So, that's it? That's it, I said firmly. Walk away, Emily. Whatever we had is ash. Later, Sophia approached me after a late meeting. You look unsettled, she said gently. Emily came to me, I admitted. Sophia's eyes softened. And what did you tell her? The truth. That it's over. For good. Sophia nodded. I'm proud of you. That couldn't have been easy. It wasn't. But I finally felt in control. For once, she couldn't hurt me anymore. Her smile was warm. That's because you've grown stronger. You found yourself again. Daniel joined me for drinks that weekend. So she tried to crawl back, huh? Yeah, I muttered. Crying, begging, saying she made a mistake. And you turned her down. I had to. I couldn't forget the way she mocked me, the way she chose him over me. Every wound was still there, and I realized I'd rather carry scars than reopen them. Daniel raised his glass. 2 scars. Proof we survived. I clinked mine against his. To surviving. At the next board gathering, Mr. Grant addressed us. Richard is officially terminated. James will take over his accounts permanently. Applause filled the room. I sat stiffly, forcing myself to stay composed. Mr. Grant looked directly at me. I see in you the future of this company. Don't waste it. I won't, I said firmly. Sophia caught my eye from across the table and smiled. That night, I stood alone in my office, staring out at the city lights. Daniel's words echoed. You're not just surviving, you're climbing. Emily's tears replayed in my head, but instead of breaking me, they felt like closure. I whispered to myself, this is my turning point. And I'm not looking back. Breathe, Daniel whispered, adjusting my tie. It's your wedding day, man. You should be smiling. I'm trying, I said, exhaling. I just never thought I'd end up here. He grinned. Well, you did, and you deserve it. I glanced at the church doors. She's really out there, isn't she? Daniel's smile faded. Emily? Yeah. I saw her slip in earlier. She looks wrecked. My chest tightened. Part of me still can't believe she came. Let her watch, Daniel said. This is your moment, not hers. The music began. I stood at the altar as the doors opened. Sophia walked in, radiant, every step confident. My breath caught. When she reached me, she whispered. Nervous? Terrified, I admitted. She laughed softly. Me too. But it feels right. It does, I said, squeezing her hands. The priest began, but my eyes flicked once to the back. Emily sat near the last pew, her shoulders hunched, face pale. She looked nothing like the woman who once mocked me. Do you, James, take Sophia? I do, I said firmly, my voice steady. And do you, Sophia, take James? I do, she answered with a smile that warmed me from the inside out. Then, by the power vested in me, I pronounce you husband and wife. Applause erupted as I kissed Sophia. For a moment, everything disappeared. Emily, Richard, the pain. All I felt was peace. At the reception, Daniel raised his glass. To James and Sophia, proof that life has a way of balancing the scales. Cheers filled the room. I caught Emily's eyes across the hall. Tears streaked her cheeks, her wine untouched. Sophia leaned toward me. She's watching you. I know, I said quietly. Does it bother you? I shook my head. Not anymore. Sophia's smile was soft. Good, because she doesn't matter now. Later, as guests congratulated us, Emily finally approached. Her voice trembled. James, congratulations. Thank you, I replied evenly. Her eyes searched mine. You look happy. I am, she swallowed. I never thought I'd see you like this. Confident, strong, loved. I kept my tone calm. That's because you never believed I could be. Her lips quivered. I was wrong, and now I can't undo it. No, you can't. A tear slid down her face. Does it make you feel good, seeing me like this? I hesitated, then said, No, it makes me feel nothing. That's the difference. Emily covered her mouth, sobbing quietly before rushing away. Daniel appeared at my side. What did she want? To say congratulations, and to remind me she regrets everything. And how do you feel? I looked at Sophia across the room, laughing with guests. Like I finally won, not because I hurt her, but because I moved on. Daniel smirked. That's the best revenge, living better. When the night calmed, Sophia and I stepped onto the balcony. Are you okay? She asked. I am. For the first time in a long time. She touched my cheek. What are you thinking? That revenge isn't always fire and fury. Sometimes it's silence, success, walking away while they drown in their choices. Sophia smiled. And now you get to live, not just survive. I pulled her close. With you, I finally can. As the last guest left, I glanced once more toward the empty chair where Emily had sat. I whispered to myself, this is where it ends. Not with her tears, but with my peace. And for the first time, I believed it. I was walking out of the hotel lobby with Sophia when I heard the voice. James, wait! I froze. Emily stood there, her hair a mess, eyes swollen from crying. Sophia touched my arm. Do you want me to stay? I shook my head. No, go ahead. I'll be right behind you. She gave me a worried look but nodded, leaving me alone with Emily. Emily stepped closer, voice trembling. Please, just hear me out. There's nothing left to say, I replied coldly. Please, she begged. I can't carry this anymore. I was a fool. I chose money over love, and now I've lost both. I clenched my fists. You didn't just choose money. You chose him. You chose to humiliate me, to mock me, to treat me like I was worthless. Tears slid down her. I was wrong. I see it now. Richard never cared for me. But you did. You always did. My voice hardened. And you threw it away. Do you know what that did to me? Do you know how many nights I lay awake wondering why I wasn't enough? Her lips trembled. I was selfish. Blind. I thought I needed more, but the truth is, I needed you. I still need you. I shook my head. No, you don't need me. You need someone to save you from the mess you made. But I'm not that man anymore. She stepped closer, desperation in her eyes. We can start over, please. I'll do anything. I laughed bitterly. Start over? After everything? After you chose to kill what we had with your own hands? There's no going back. Her knees buckled slightly, and she whispered, I loved you. I met her gaze, steady and unflinching. No. You loved what I could give you. When it wasn't enough, you left. That isn't love. It's greed. She sobbed openly, covering her face. James, I'm begging you. Forgive me. I let out a long breath. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. And I can't forget. You killed the man who loved you. He's gone, and all that's left is someone who finally learned to let go. For a long moment, silence hung between us. Then she whispered, So this is the end. Yes, I said firmly. This is the end. Her shoulders shook as she turned away, her figure trembling under the lobby lights. I didn't stop her. I didn't reach for her. I just watched as she disappeared through the glass doors, swallowed by the night. Sophia appeared again, her hand slipping into mine. Are you okay? I nodded slowly. Yes. For the first time, I really am. What did she want? To rewrite the past, I murmured. But the past is over. It's ash. Sophia's eyes softened. And the future? I looked at her, at the warmth in her gaze. The future is us, built on truth, not lies, on love that doesn't bend when tested. She squeezed my hand. Then let's walk forward together. As we left the lobby, I glanced once at the dark street where Emily had gone. I whispered to myself, betrayal tried to break me, but it forged me instead. Karma took its time, but it came, and survival turned into strength. I didn't feel anger anymore. I didn't feel pity, just closure. And with Sophia's hand in mine, I stepped into the life I chose, leaving the past behind forever.